Right, hello everyone. Hope we are all doing well on this Sunday. Don't know if you've recovered from back to back relegations. I haven't. But today's live stream is going to be all about the summer transfer window. I'm sure we're going to talk a lot about transfers, what players Luton should bring to the football club, what areas of the pitch Luton should look in. So, yeah, that's going to be the main topic of conversation in today's live stream. But of course, feel free to ask me any other questions you guys may have throughout this hour which we have together. And yeah, just have a nice, chat about football basically. Has anyone been watching the playoffs? I have, and it's been great, especially the game yesterday at lunchtime between Leyton Orient and also Stockport County. Massive difference between that game and watching the Notts County versus AFC Wimbledon match in the evening. The level of quality from League One and League Two. Big difference. I have to be honest with you, the Championship playoffs, the Sunderland Coventry game was a lot better than the Bristol City versus Sheffield United, on the basis of Bristol City went down to 10 men in the first half, and it was pretty much Sheffield United were going to go and win the match 1-3-0, and it's pretty much game over. I cannot see Bristol City going to Sheffield United and scoring at least 4 goals to win the match. I might be completely wrong, and I shouldn't be writing them off, but I honestly cannot see it. For me, Bristol City, if they were going to get to the final, it'd be like a sneaky win against Sheffield United, not by domination. But the Coventry Sunderland game, that's far from over. Coventry kind of didn't get the tactics right. Sunderland kind of allowed them to just go long. They went physical against them. They might have just seen how Luton played against Coventry and thought, actually, that works. So we're going to try it ourselves. And it worked for them. They hit them on the counter. They took advantage of that back pass, which Nick has put in the chat. It was a very suicidal back pass, I have to be honest. And yeah, they took advantage of that. But I have to admit, the League One playoffs were very entertaining. And Nathan Jones, Charlton versus Wycombe is happening today, which I'm really looking forward to. I'm watching the playoffs over the Premier League. I do not care about the Premier League. It bores me. And yeah, playoffs, best part of the football season. I've already mentioned that in one of my videos. But yeah, that's the game I want to watch today, is Wycombe versus Charlton, not any other Premier League team. There's nothing to really fight for in the Premier League. The relegations are pretty much confirmed. Europe, it's only the teams competing for European spots. That's really something to talk about. Liverpool have won the league, so it's kind of boring to really watch Premier League football, as not many teams are going to go for it, are they? They're not going to get injured towards the latter stages of the season. So yeah, playoffs it is today. So let's read a couple of your comments. Poku has announced his retirement. Are you talking about Poku, the Hemel Hempstead, former Luton player, or are you talking about Poku, the Peterborough player? I think you're talking about the one that used to. I think it's Godfrey Poku. I think I've got that correct. But yeah, he announced his retirement this week. Who do you think Luton should sign in the summer? We really need to get Naismith, in my opinion, and I believe his contract is expiring. I think Cal Naismith can play Championship, though. This is my slight question mark on Cal Naismith. Would he want to play Championship football? Is he going to go up north because he is from north of the border? So, yeah, is he going to look to go back more closer to home, or does he fancy a year in League One? Because Luton, we don't spend more than a year in League One. We don't spend 2 or 3 years. It's normally we win promotion or we go straight back down, which doesn't put us in high hopes for next year. It's either promotion or relegation. What is it going to be, Luton? I feel like if we stay, up, Coney would have been our number one summer target, but I think relegation has doomed that deal. I think we might go back in for him if Wycombe do stay down, because we've got the money to attract him. This is the thing as well. We do have money. It's not exactly like we're broke. We are one of the richest sides in the league, in League One, because of the parachute payments. But other clubs are going to take advantage of that. So we have got to do our business smart. We can't get ripped off. but we've got to do it quickly, our business. We can't leave it late like we did in the championship season. So yeah, bring players in early. I do think we need to figure out who's going to be left back. Left back's definitely one position in which we need to look in, and I'm going to be making a video on that very soon. I'm going to pick out 5 left backs, which I think Luton should have a look at and try and bring to League One. I think right back, we need an answer. The likes of, is Walters going to be right back? Is it going to be Hashi? Is Hashi going to be leaving the football club? Need an answer there. And then in the centre back roles as well, we need answers in centre half. Are players leaving? And I mentioned this in the video which I did about the retain announcement by Luton. There was a very important sentence that was mentioned, and it was, we are ongoing with discussions about players who are under contract about their futures at the football club, which suggests to me that some players have been told you are allowed to leave the football club and we are going to accept bids for you. So that is, I think, very key part of the whole announcement, and hopefully lots of players are going. Rumours about Asgard is a bit concerning. We need to kind of like brush that under the carpet, the Asgard rumours. What the Norway head coach has said about him is just typical what international managers do. They go, you shouldn't play at League One level because it will affect just, you being called up for the first team for Norway. If he's scoring 20 goals in League One and absolutely destroying it, he ain't going to not pick him. He's going to pick him. Before we signed him in League One, well, when we were in the Championship and we signed him from League One, he wasn't destroying League One with Wigan. He wasn't like ripping the league apart. He was a very good midfielder for League One, don't get me wrong, but he wasn't hitting those high numbers. If he hits those high numbers with us for a team that's going to win the league or something, he's going to get called up again. So I think that's just the Norway manager just piling on the pressure and just getting into his head a little bit. But a club has to put in at least a bid of over 5 million for Asgard. So we would, one, make our money back, and two, potentially make even more money on him. Who's in their right mind is going to pay that sort of money? I can't see many clubs doing that. I really don't. I might be proven wrong, but I just don't see clubs putting that high amount of money in for him. I haven't even been interested in the Championship playoffs. Yeah, the Championship playoffs, it's not been as exciting. The League One for me is where I'm paying more attention to because I want to know who's staying down and who's going up. Alex, you've put, I am a Orient fan and I think all Luton need is a couple of proven League One players, and it's pretty easy to get top 6 in League One. I think if you get recruitment spot on, it's pretty easy. I'll definitely take your Ethan Galbraith. I'm a massive fan of him, but I cannot see him playing League One football next year. He definitely will be playing Championship. Kelman, if he can't get into QPR's first team as well, I don't know what QPR are doing, because he's also another good player. And you've got a wide player as well. I think he's got blonde hair. He looked like he caused a few problems. I don't think I can say his name correctly without causing some sort of offence. I think it's Daniel something. Really, really good player out on the wide. Well, I think it's right side he was playing on. Should we sign Kone and O'Brien? Who's O'Brien? Come on, you hatters. I need first name and last name basis. Do you think if Wickham failed to get promoted, then we should sign Kone? We've got the money to, and it'd be whether or not Kone would like to come back and play under Matt Bloomfield. I think that will definitely help the situation. But if he would like to, then yeah, 100%. We need a striker. Mick, what rumours about Asgard? It's just about the Norway boss just getting into his head about saying he needs to be playing Championship football for next season. Is it true Norway manager advised Philo to join a higher league club? Yeah, but it's just typical international managers. That's what they do. They want their players to be playing at the highest level possible. But like I say, if he's going to be smashing in 20 goals a season in League One, he's going to get called up. Norway's, their squad is not as good as certain other international teams. And I'm sure he will get a call up if he's, being one of the best players in League One, for sure. There isn't much difference in terms of top end of League One and bottom end of the Championship. So realistically, if he destroys the league, he will get called up. Is the Premier League going on longer this season, as it usually ends 1 week after the Football League? It's got 2 weeks left. I think this is normal, Danny. It's because they start 2 weeks later, so I think that's pretty much normal. Are there any players who aren't linked with us currently that you would like to see at the football club? There's a Lincoln left back that has been well, he's out of contract, but he's not quite out of contract. So he's out of contract in the sense of, yes, he can go to another club, but you still have to pay a fee for him because he's under the age of 23 and Lincoln have offered him a contract. So because of that rule, we do have to pay some sort of fee, and he goes by the name of Sean Rowland. I think he's the name. I think I've got that correct. Very good left back, very good defensive left back. Can also play as a centre half as well. And yeah, he has impressed me when I've seen Lincoln play this season. I will be making a video on the 5 left backs who I want to bring to the football club, and he is 1 out of the 5, and I've already mentioned him in a video before. But saying that, Joe Johnson, young and upcoming, could he have a first team spot at playing left back? Or will we play Alfie there? But then is Alfie going to go? So many questions this season, well, for entering this summer window. Hopefully we get a lot of answers in the next, coming weeks on who's staying, who's going, who we're bringing to the football club, because you can technically sign players now. Yes, the window isn't officially open. I think it opens on the 1st of June, but you can technically talk to players now and kind of arrange a deal, but it can't go through officially until the 1st of June. I think we signed Baptiste pretty much in May. I think we did sign Baptiste in May. Let me have a quick look. So you can sign players during this month is basically what I'm trying to say. So Luton Town sign Baptiste. When did we sign him? We actually signed him in July, actually. So ignore me. it felt like it was May. Well, we said goodbye to a legend. Yes, we did say goodbye to a legend. Pelly Ruddock has left the football club. I wish him all the best. Actually in the chat right now, guys, let me know what your favourite Pelly Ruddock moment is. I have 4 really good moments that come to mind. So I've got the Wickham moment where he scored the goal and then he did like this through his watch to have a go at them for time wasting. So that's one good moment. The second moment is, him walking away after we've just scored against Watford with the orange flare in the background. That was such a cold moment. The third one, Dartford away, amazing goal. I was there that day, and that pretty much was the start of something special under Pelly. And then the fourth moment is the goal against Crewe. Outstanding goal. That one was, just outside the box. He hits that so in the corner. His goals were just unreal. I'm probably missing so many other good goals from Pelly. Mansfield away was another good game of Pelly. I just loved him at his early stages in his career when he got the ball in the midfield and he just ran through, 1 or 2 players, and he just used that energy and power to just, run through the midfield. It was great to see. So yeah, let me know in the chat, guys, your favourite Pelly moment. I thought the club statement was a waste of time, and it was also a waste of time. Is that given out? What club statement? The one about accepting relegation or the retain list? Danny, you've put, saw James Bree playing for Southampton on Match of the Day this morning. See, this is how much I don't care about Premier League right now. I didn't even watch Match of the Day last night. I couldn't be bothered. I think there was 5 games on yesterday, not many goals. So I thought, nah, I can't be bothered to watch it. I watched the last week, because sometimes weird things happen on the last game week. But yeah, I weren't too happy with the results. Where am I? I've missing where the comments are. How embarrassing for Man City yesterday. Yeah. Did you see their defender came out after the game and moaned about Southampton not playing football properly? What did he expect Southampton to do? Did he honestly... I think it was Ruben Diaz, that's who it was. And he came out and he was just like slagging off Southampton and the way they were playing, how they just played not to play football. Did he honestly think Southampton were going to go toe to toe with Man City? Surely, Man City, very good football team, should be outplaying Southampton. It shouldn't matter what Southampton try and do. City should have more than enough in their team to outplay them, and they performed like that. And I watched some of the stuff they were doing. I've seen like a few highlights, and their quality in the final third was awful. Southampton did everything right. Why should Southampton try and play football against Man City? They are not on the same, playing field. A fair play to Southampton for getting a point at home against City. It's either that or get beat 5-0. What would you rather prefer? You'd rather get a draw against a very good side, wouldn't you? City are just they're just bitter because they've dropped 2 points where they could have got all 3 if they actually showed a bit of quality. Alex, the Leyton Orient fan in the chat's gone, stay away from Galbraith. Exactly, mate. He's going to go. He will go. I think you guys are going to realise that. If you don't go up this year, Galbraith is going. And if you do stay down, he's just going to get so many offers. I think Swansea were after him in the January window. I think I saw reported. But he is a top-class player, and he's definitely a player that I would love Luton to sign. Danny, you've gone 2-1 Wycombe win for the playoff game. Let me know your score predictions in the Wycombe and Charlton game, guys, in the chat. Tom, you've put Wycombe lost 4-0 at home to Charlton a few weeks ago. Boss at work is a Wycombe fan, and he thinks they have no chance of going up. Dropped off massively. Yeah, I've seen that as well. They've also, I think they lost against Stockport, and they also lost against Leyton Orient as well. So they lost against all the teams around them in the playoffs, and they've got to play them teams next. Yeah, it's not looking good for Wycombe. And Kone, he isn't scoring goals at the moment. They've kind of came off massively since Matt Bloomfield left. They're not quite the same team. They've still got some experience in their side with Sonny Bradley at the back, and then they've got Fred Onyedinma in attack. But yeah, I just don't see Wycombe doing it. They might prove me wrong, but they do have experience of being in the playoffs, and you don't need to perform amazing to get to the final. You just need to get over 2 legs, and you can just nick a goal. That's all it's about. The playoffs come with so many surprises, and I've got a feeling we're going to see plenty more. Going to keep an eye on Wrexham to see how they do next year. I think Wrexham are trying to sign that Harry Darling from Swansea, that centre-half. I think it's them and Birmingham both going for him. He's out of contract. He was a player that I would love Luton to have brought to the football club if we stayed up. How much do you think Alfie is worth if we do sell him? I cannot see us getting less than 5 million. So we would want at least 5 million for Alfie. For what he's done in the Premier League and also what he did in the Championship, we want silly money for him. And he's just signed a long-term contract as well. Waste of time giving out the list of released players. They've got to do that, Neil. They've got to tell us who's staying and who's going. Also with the academy lads as well. And also they got, like they said in the post, loads of players were under contract. So we don't know who's under contract at the football club. So they needed to tell us. Now we know. And I cannot believe Cauley Woodrow signed a 3-year contract. That is ridiculous in itself. I liked it when Pelly was sent out on loan. Well, Dylan, you're a lovely, positive guy in the chat today. And if you carry on with your stupid comments, I'm just going to block you because I don't know why you're being an idiot. Neil, you've put both the club relegation statement and the retain list. Well, the relegation statement was exactly what I thought. It was just words. And everyone was demanding for a statement. And I didn't understand why people were just demanding a statement. Because what did you honestly expect? Honestly, what did you expect from the statement? It's just words. Until they put their actions into words. That's it. Cal did a good job coming back to us from Bristol City. How about a return for Harry Cornett? No, thank you. Harry Cornett's not going to take us to the next level. Also, he wasn't really prolific in front of goal. Kept missing loads of big chances. So yeah, I saw someone else put a post about Harry Cornett to come back. He's like 29, nearly 30 now. I just don't see it. I don't see the point in bringing him. Go for someone younger. Go for someone that's got potential to get to the next level. That's where we should be looking, not going backwards and signing former players. If you're going to sign a former player for League One, I'd rather we go for Collins, who knows how to score goals at League One, not Harry Cornick. 100% no, not for me. Alex, you put, we rejected a bid from Swansea for around 2 mil and it said nowhere near enough. Well, you're now not going to get any money from Galbraith because he's out of contract. So, yeah. I should have said, I can't get my words out. You basically should have accepted that 2 million because I don't think you're going to get 2 million. But then again, you know, that's the price of when you keep players and, you know, you want to go up yourself. Swansea made a last-minute bid for Galbraith to fill a gap made by Matt Grimes' departure. Also tried to go for the Peterborough player, who I cannot pronounce his name. Not sure either will be revisited likely. Interesting. Really curious to see where Bell goes. Probably to another League One club, if I'm being honest with you. Neil, you put there's better strikers out there than Kone, especially the way he's played so bad since January. I think the thing is with that is there's not actually many strikers that were prolific in front of goal this year. If you look at the Championship, there were quite low scorers. League One, not really high scorers. There's not many standout strikers. There's only a couple, and they are going to be under the radar of so many other clubs. So we might have to go abroad. Paul's put Wickham 2, Charlton 2 for today's playoff game. George, you put hi Lewis, I hope you're okay. Do you think Chong will stay? No, I think Chong's been told he has to go because he's just not performed over the last 2 seasons. Neil, you've put they could have waited until the 2nd of June, to be honest. Ben, words mean nothing, actions are everything. I still expect at least 10 player exits and 7 Bloomfield incomings. Yeah, I can see that happening. I do expect players to leave the football club. That's 100% sure. I do expect that. We need to bring players in. When I did my who should stay, who should go video, I left 16 players. So that's, you know, you can bring in another, you know, at least another 6 to 7 players there. That's what we need to do. Another 6 to 7 players, and hopefully good players, not average ones. Any loanies you like the look of for next season? I like that Notts County midfielder. I think he goes by the name of Abbott. I think we've been looking at him. I do like him. But he might go Championship. It depends what Tottenham want to do. He was on loan from Tottenham. He played last night. I think it's George Abbott he goes by the name of. Very good in midfield for Notts County. Alex, you've put Wellens has said we've got an option for a year extension for Galbraith, so we can still get a fee. That's very interesting, Alex. That's actually good information to know, actually. So, yeah, okay, you might as well automatically extend that contract for Galbraith. But then again, yeah, like you say, you're still going to get a fee. Luton would definitely... Oh, I really hope we put in a bid then. Amari Bell to the MLS, I reckon. Yeah, I could back that. Either that or until League One. Danny, you put, until your video and retain list came out, I fully forgot players like Pebble and Walton existed. Yeah, Walton has signed a new extension and Pebble still has another year left in his contract. Pebble might get a shout next year. He's currently playing for Chesterfield today, I think, in the playoffs. Don't know who they're against. I think they're against, is it Crew? But he could be potentially be playing. Who are they playing today? Actually, Chesterfield. They are playing a game today in the playoffs. Let's have a quick look if my internet wants to work. Chesterfield are against Walsall. That's the team. Walsall. I can see Pebble getting some minutes off the bench. Will Adebayo stay or go? Adebayo will stay until January because he's recovering from his ACL injury, at least. He won't be back until January because it's a long recovery from an ACL. Neil, you've put the thing is to be a good striker, you need the team to be able to put them in a good position to score. Well, we also need to sign players that can actually create decent chances for a start. Walton has only signed, so we can get a fee for him from Dundee. That is true. He signed a 1-year extension. Why is everyone so sure we only extended Walton to get a fee? We might keep him. That is also very true, Matt. We might also keep him. To be fair, if Thomas is going to leave the football club, then yeah. Walton's more than capable at playing League One level. I actually think he's won promotion from League One, if I'm not mistaken. Let's have a look. Jack Walton. Let's have a quick look on his profile. He won the EFL trophy with Barnsley. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, he's won promotion with Barnsley. But he wasn't their number one keeper at the time. He was their backup keeper. But he still played. But I think he's more than capable. He's played 25 appearances in the Championship. Well, more than that, actually, across multiple seasons. Yeah, I can see us... You know, he could play League One football. There's no doubt about it. He's 27 years old as well. So it's not exactly like he's old. He's had a great 2 years at Dundee. He won promotion with Dundee in the Championship. And then in the Scottish Premiership, he's kept 12 clean sheets, which is the second highest in the division. I might make a video about Jack Walton. Let me know, guys, if you want to see that for this evening. A video about Jack Walton, what we should do for the future. Should we keep him? Should we not? Let me know if you would like to see that in the chat. Neil, you've put, I can't see Pebble getting a look in next season. He might go back out on loan, I guess. How are the other loanees doing? I know Luca plays for Grimsby, so do you see him playing a few games? I think Luca might need a couple of more games in the League 2. I think he might have another loan spell. I've been speaking to my Grimsby mate about Luca, and he told me that, you know, there's a good player there, but he isn't consistent enough, and he might need basically another season at League 2 just to build some consistency in his performances. He can play out wide, he can play up top, he can play as a number 10. So yeah, maybe another season for him at League 2 could do him a lot of good. Alex, you've put, we've been linked with Abbott as well, but only have a chance if we won playoffs, which is unlikely as Stockport and Charlton are class. Yeah, watching Stockport against you guys yesterday, great performance, you know, from them. Responded quite well to the offside goal, which I cannot believe was offside, but not given for offside. But then you had a penalty shout, which I felt was definitely a penalty, not go your way. So yeah, I guess decisions go for and against you, but they kept themselves strong throughout the match, and they done well. Norwood's just quality in the midfield. He's got that experience and quality. Neil, I can't... yeah, you've already said I can't see Pebble getting a look in next season. Will Cal Naismith be coming back? Do you reckon the way it was worded, it said he was going back to his parent club on a temp basis? Yeah, I feel like the way it was worded really strangely. For me, in the suggestion that actually we might go back in for him, because even if he's going back to Bristol City on a temp basis, so is Bowler, technically. So why did you not say the same thing for Bowler? So yeah, I do think it was worded strangely. I don't know if I'm reading too much into that. I think it's only worded that way because his contract is expiring. But I think Bowler's contract's also expiring at Nottingham Forest. So yeah, it feels weird how it was worded. Do you know how long Brown is out for? Would like to see him move on. I think his injury was just like a short-term one, but just meant he was ruled out for the season. I do think he will be leaving. He's another one. But then again, Bloomfield actually rated him quite highly, didn't he? When he was talking about him towards the back end of the season. So he's another one where I think Bloomfield might actually want to keep. What sort of videos are you planning? Lots of transfer videos, Danny. I have to be honest with you. Lots and lots of transfer videos. I would like to do more League One content. My last League One video got over 1,000 views, which is massive for me. Because every time I make something non-Luton related, it never does well. But that video done well, and that gives me high hopes for next season. So I'm going to do a lot of League One content. That's something which I do want to do, because you can't do Luton videos every single day. It's just not possible. So if I can mix it in with some League One content, 100% I want to give that a go. Aaron, you've put, we are going to be short. I've missed a comment. We're going to be short in goal in the goalkeeper department with Horlick and Krul gone. Thomas could leave as well, which leaves us James Shea and Walton for next season. But then again, you only need James Shea, Walton and a youngster. That's 3 goalkeepers there. You don't need any more than that. So James Shea and Walton being number one, fighting for that number 1 spot for next year isn't a problem. So we could go with that for next season. Neil, you've put, one thing I did like about the retain list is what they said about Naismith. Maybe we could go back in for him for next year as captain. That is a potential chance. I wouldn't say no to that. Get Cal and make him captain. So a lot of you are hoping that Cal does come back. Do you think Asgard will stay? Yes, I have no doubt about it. He's only recently signed. Unless the club comes in for him for over £5 million. He's just signed a long-term deal for us. We paid $3 million for him, so we are, of course, are going to want to make profit. So yeah, I cannot see Asgard leaving, and I guarantee you, some of you guys might not believe it, but the club are going to be looking at Matt Bloomfield and asking him, we need to go straight back up, and they're going to invest. And Asgard can be part of a League One title winning squad, and he could be the main man. So I do think, he's going to be staying. I just can't see him going unless the club offers stupid amount of money for him. Bowler has already gone back as he was injured, I do believe. Yeah, he's already gone back. Walton will be kept if Thomas leaves. We would be very short in the goalkeeper department. I do agree. Hashi was signed for the Premier League, which begs the question, what idiot decided he was a Premier League player? I'd tell you the idiot, Douglas. Our chief scout, who's just left the football club, by the way. He was the one who watched him play in Belgium and said, actually, I think he's capable of playing Premier League football. So if that's who you want to point fingers to, it's our chief scout. But by the way, we're getting a new chief scout for the summer because he decided to leave the football club. But then again, you're not going to get every transfer right. And that's what people also need to get their head around. You're not going to get every transfer right. And we got a lot of transfers right throughout our rise from non-league to the Premier League. And then when we've got to the Premier League, we just haven't got them right. Luckily for us, we haven't spent multiple £1 million like certain other football clubs do and get it massively wrong. You look at the likes of Manchester United, who just throw money at it, and they get it wrong. They've got countless of transfers wrong over the last 5 years, and that's why they're bottom half of the Premier League. So, you get some right, you get some wrong, but we're going to improve in the transfer department anyway, because we're getting a new chief scout in, and hopefully it's a chief scout with years of experience of knowing good talent, hopefully. Well, fingers crossed anyway. I think we should have Naismith a priority early on in the window, and Deffer should re-sign him, even if it's on loan again. Well, he's out of contract, Danny, so it will definitely be a free transfer if we were to try to bring him to the football club. Again, Neil, I've missed your comment. I would like to see you do a Pelly tribute video with some video footage of his goals and stuff. Neil, it gets copyrighted. Like anything highlight related, it gets copyrighted. I've tried so many times. You could get away with it, but then it looks stupid in how you've got to get away with it. So for me, the best way I can do it is if I actually capture the footage myself and publish it, but I can't go back in time and do it. So yeah, I'm not allowed to do it. It just gets copyrighted. I got copyrighted the other week for having a certain song in my video, and I went weeks using that particular song, and then one day it went, nope, don't like it. So it's such a risk. Even when I use photos as well, I have to be careful with the photos because someone might copyright it as well on the photo. So yeah, I have to be careful. And yeah, footage from Pelly, yeah, it's not going to work. For Instagram, it's fine. So when people you see it on Instagram, you see the club do it. But for me, if I was to do it, get copyrighted. Not related to Luton, but who do you think the best player in the world is currently? Ooh, I do like Lamau. Barcelona's Lamau. Very, very good player. I actually, believe it or not, I'll give you a fun fact. I worked on his debut. So I worked for La Liga TV and he came on off the bench. Yeah, it was definitely Lamau. He came off the bench. I think he actually scored as well. I might have got the complete wrong player, but I did a game for Barcelona and a youngster came on and I think it was Lamau. And yeah, he came on and he scored on his debut. And he's just kind of been amazing. 100 appearances at 17. He's such a good player. Honestly, when watching it, I could watch him all day. So for me, I'm going with him. I don't rate Mbappe. I've kind of fallen off Mbappe for me. Junior as well, Vicious Junior. Nah, not for me. Hattersman has put, love a vid about Walton Lewis. No problem. I think I'll make that today actually. Asgard is a 8 million player all day long. Yeah, I agree. Michael, you've put the transfer window just proves how bad the season has been. All this talk about players leaving, and let's be honest, 95% of this squad is more than good enough to play championship football. I also do agree. They are more than good enough to play championship football. They've just showed their true colours this year. How do you think Alan Sheehan would do as permanent Swansea boss? Will it be another mid-table season? As many have said, championship is already sealed. Hope you get back up, mate. Thank you very much from a Swansea fan. I think, well, the issue with Swansea is, are you going to invest? That is the issue. You know, I've read that you're apparently got owners that are billionaires. So you're apparently mega rich now. And then you got Modric as part of your ownership, which is just insane. I think if Swansea invest with Alan Sheehan, then you can potentially push for a top 10, finish. But if you don't invest, your squad's it's nothing more than mid-table, in my opinion. And then if you're going to lose Harry Darling as well, you're putting yourself in a position where actually you're not as strong as you are last year. So you got to back him and get your recruitment right. Danny's been a member for 10 months now, has put, your number one Luton Football League YouTuber. Thank you, Danny. Michael, you've put, there's about 3 to 4 players in the squad you can see in League One. The rest, you are like, no chance. Danny, you've put, do you think most of our transfers will be free transfers and loans? No, I do think we will spend some money. I know people don't believe that, but I do think we will. Joseph, you put, we should sign, is it Thierry Small if Charlton don't go up? He could be a potential player we go in for, but would Charlton rather keep him at the football club? Morning all, completely forgot you were streaming. Here's to a great transfer window and offloading the dead wood. 100% agree. Not 100% sure Bloomfield would want Naismith. Used him as more of a squad player when fit and available, and basically didn't use him when he was available towards the end. Oh, it's Yamal. Did I say the wrong name? See, I'm awful with names. I hope you haven't come to watch me to get names correct, because I'm just awful. It's Yamal, not Lamau. Thank you. But yeah, I think he's amazing. I do think Dembele's been amazing since the turn of the year. Rafinha, I don't think he's the best in the world. I just think he's just on form. Neil, you've put, would also like to see some Premier League loan players come in, unlike this season where we should have had some. What are you on about, Neil? Bowler's a Premier League loan player from Nottingham Forest. I'm clutching at straws there. Should we try and get Dan's on loan from Liverpool? We could potentially do. He is a high prospect. Asgard and Ali were Bloomfield transfer targets, not recruitment, so don't think we would not be happy if any of those two left. Well, I think it's not just Bloomfield. It's the whole of the recruitment team. It's Mick Harford, it's the data, it's Matt Bloomfield. It's a collective decision on signing players. But of course, Bloomfield definitely knew Asgard and Addy very well, and that's why he brought him to the football club. I find it funny that Manchester United and Tottenham are being at the bottom end of the Premier League. In a different season, they would have been fighting relegation. Yeah, which is absolutely mental. Thierry Smalls out of contract in the summer. But then again, isn't he an academy player from Charlton? So Charlton would definitely demand a fee for him. And have I got that completely wrong? Let's have a quick look. Charlton. I need to be able to share my screen with you guys. I'm going to try and do that for the next live stream. I'll try and organise it so that you can actually see what I'm searching. So then we can look at things together. That would make a lot more sense. Yes, Small. Here we go. He could play right wing, left back, right back. Oh, he's not Charlton Academy. He's Everton Academy, actually. Interesting. And this season was his kind of breakthrough season for Charlton. We could go in for him then. Only 20 years old. But then is he going to have championship interest, which I do think he will do. Should we try and go and recruit Kone and O'Brien? Come on, you hatters. You've already put this comment in. I've told you, who is O'Brien? Give me first name basis. I can't. There's thousands of people called O'Brien. I don't know who you're going on about. I can't see Nathan Jones wanting any of our players we've had this season, because Danny, you've put, do you see Jones signing more former Luton players? I can see him actually signing Cal Naismith. Joseph, you put Lewis O'Brien from Forest. Now I'm getting somewhere. Thank you. Yes, O'Brien. Well, he was amazing at Swansea, wasn't he, on loan? You got to help me out, guys. When you give me a typical normal name, I'm guessing who you're going on about. But yes, O'Brien from Forest, good player. I do like him. We were apparently linked with him in the January window, but Swansea were in a much better position than what we were in, and of course he was going to go there. And I think they paid quite a little bit more money for him, but I can't see him dropping to League One. I really cannot. What do you think of the Premier League? Is it good as people say, or do you think it's been ruined by money and plastic fans? In my opinion, I prefer the lower leagues. For me, the Premier League is just full of tourists. Money's proper ruined the whole league. You should never have to spend over £100 million when you win promotion to that league to stay up. Also, the ticket pricing, it's, the working class supporters can't afford to go anymore. It shouldn't cost more than 50 quid for a ticket to watch your team play. It's ridiculous. The match going price is just absolutely ridiculous. I do think TV has also ruined it. I think 80% of Premier League games are going to be on TV next year, which is just a joke in itself. Too many games on TV. It kind of just ruins the desire to actually watch it, in my opinion. But yeah, I'm not a fan of the Premier League. It's good to be in the best league in the world. Of course, I do want to see Luton play in it. But unfortunately, if the Championship was to be the new Premier League, I would prefer it. But it won't be. But yeah, I'm not a fan of the Premier League. Got info that Jones is staying and got a feeling Thomas Kaminski will stay. Of course, Isaiah Jones will stay because he's only recently just signed. It'd be mental if he goes. Who's your favourite Luton player ever? It was Pelly. I am a massive Pelly fan, and I've always have been. Danny Hilton, I was a massive fan of. Berry, I was a fan of as well. Dewsbury Hall, what a player he was. I'm so gutted I never got to see him play live. JJ. So yeah, those are like my favourite players from watching Luton. Ricky Hill was my favourite all-time Luton Town player. Never really got to see Ricky play, but I've seen the highlights. He definitely did look a great player, out wide. At my workplace, I found a programme for the 2009 Johnson Pate Trophy final when we beat Scunthorpe. Nice. How do you think we'll end up getting rid of Chong? Sell, pays, deal up, loan? Matt, I think a lot of players will. I think, well, a lot of players. I think a lot of teams will take advantage of our situation and sign players below their value. I can see that happening, and then we'll just accept low fees for these players. I can see that happening. Or we'll pay up on their deals. It'd be one or two, or we'll just keep, or we just keep him. That, and then have to deal with it for next season. But to be fair, we can keep these players and just have a massive squad, and just have a massive squad, but don't have them sign up for the League One season and just pay them, and just keep playing players in the team that are not going to play, but then you still bring in the right players you want to bring to the football club. We might have to do that. Kevin Nichols, for me, we could use someone like him for next season. Yeah, I do agree. Someone who just takes no nonsense in that midfield. You won't keep Ali and Asgard. Yes, we will. They've only just signed. Why would they go? Someone would have to pay over the odds for him. When did you start watching football? Probably from memory, probably 8 years old. Like, properly remembering stuff. Because I do remember watching Ronaldo, playing in the Premier League. So I would have to say around that time. From 2006 onwards, basically. Maybe in League One, Chong will be good. The thing is, Mick, it's not even that. It's getting the best out of him. Playing him in his correct position, and also, playing in the correct position and getting him goals and assists, which he's not quite doing. Who do you think about the Norwegian manager saying Asgard should leave? I did mention this earlier, but if you didn't hear what I said, I basically said that Asgard will stay for Luton in League One because no one's going to offer over £5 million for him. I cannot see it. And also, I don't see... Well, the Norway manager is just piling on pressure. If Asgard is going to destroy League One, which I think he will do for us, and score 20 goals and get loads of assists and create loads of chances, then the Norway boss is still going to pick him. He's just basically saying, I want my players to be playing at the highest league possible. That's what he's trying to say. But, he's still going to, call him up if he's destroying League One. Still remember the goal at Wembley in the Johnson Pate Trophy. It was a great day out, basically. Yeah, it definitely was. James Justin still at Leicester. I miss him and Stacey at fullback in League One and League Two. Still annoyed we didn't re-sign him when he was a free transfer when we got promoted to the Prem. Yeah, Stacey was great. I enjoyed watching Stacey play. What level do you think Asgard and Makoso will go in their careers? There's potential chances Premier League if they carry on the way they're going. I think Asgard needs to learn to stay busy in games because he goes missing quite a bit. That's just my view on it. I think sometimes you go in the match and you're like, has Asgard touched the ball in the last 10 minutes? And that's what we kind of need to figure out. We need to make him become a busy player throughout the whole game. That's what I'm trying to say. And then Makoso, I think he's just young. He's 20 years old. Let's see what he can do. Good start so far. In League One, I'm pretty sure he would also do a very good job. He'll learn the language a lot better over the summer, I would imagine. And yeah, I look forward to seeing him next season in League One. The report was when Wigan... Martin, you've put the report was when Asgard was at Wigan previously. I thought the report was from recent. Like, from the last, 2 weeks or so. But anyway, the Norway boss, he's just piling on pressure. Asgard's fine. I think a lot of people are panicking over Asgard when we shouldn't panic over him. Sign a long-term deal, as I've already said. We're looking at a decent fee for him if he does go. A fee which we can then reinvest into the squad. So, I can't see it. I just cannot see it. He didn't rip the Championship apart. He had some good games. And he had an impact. But, yeah. I can see him just being in a Luton shirt. Let's leave it at that. I found it completely ridiculous when I heard Asgard can't play for Norway if he's in League One. Exactly. It's just he will be playing for Norway in League One. If he scores 20 goals, as I've said, and like destroys it, they're gonna call him up. You know, Ali's another one as well. If he just destroys League One, he's gonna be playing Championship football next year. So like, look, these players we're fine with. They're not going. They did well in the Championship. But it's so rare. I can't tell you enough. It's so rare when you sign a player and he's only been at the club for 6 months that he goes again. It's super rare for that to happen. It's not a common thing. It's only for players who are on loan, basically, that it happens to. The thing is, Asgard's agent may try and force a move for him, not so much the player. Well, he can try, but we want a load of that. So you give us over £5 million, then we'll start talking to you. But will a club pay over £5 million for Asgard? That's what you've got to ask yourself. Is a club out there prepared to pay more than £5 million for him? And I'm just saying £5 million. Luton's valuation for him could be even higher than that. We don't know. We honestly do not know. So Asgard's fine. I think everyone needs to calm down on Asgard. You know, the one player that I can actually see going, which we will sell and we have no choice to sell, is Alfie Doughty. That's the player who I think who would end up leaving, because I do think he will have interest. I would pay over £6 million for Asgard. Yeah, you would. Well, other clubs will. Ryan, you've put happened to Celtic and their Japanese player. He was told he wouldn't play for Japan unless he moved. He moved and then didn't get picked. It's all talk, innit? If he destroys the league, he'll get picked. Do you think Fane will become a good holding midfielder? Yes, I think there's a chance for him. I think now he's had 6 months to settle in England. I think after having a summer pre-season camp with Bloomfield, he will become better. And I love that energy in the midfield which he brings. I can see him being a good player. Good pass off the ball. He's definitely one for the future for me. Young. I'm looking forward to see him play. I'm hoping, guys, look, with this relegation, we've taken one step back to go like a couple steps forward. That's how I'm looking at it. And I just really hope the club get it right. Do you think we'll get Naismith on a permanent? I'm not too sure, guys. I'm really not too sure. Because Bloomfield didn't play him on the last game of the season. So I feel like with Naismith, I would definitely take him back. Like I've said it a couple of times in the stream already. 100% I would take him back. But will Matt Bloomfield sign him on a permanent? That I don't know. By going off what I've seen in the last 10 games, I'm going to go with no. But we might see him back. We might do. It all depends really how many players we can get rid of, because we've got loads of defenders at the club anyway. So we need to offload defenders quickly. So it'd be interesting to see what happens. Maybe Bloomfield didn't play him because he wasn't our player. I don't think that was 100% the reason why. Mick, they have to get it right. No way can we have another relegation. I don't think we're going to have 3 relegations. I think people are overreacting a little bit, saying that we're going to get a 3rd relegation in a row. I think maybe relegation was a great chance to reset the club after the Premier League. That's how I'm looking at it. Exactly that comment there. Perfect chance to reset the club after the Premier League. Harrison, you've put, how much do you think we'll get for Ted and Menji? I'll take anything for him right now. I think because of his age and because of how young he is and the experience which he's already got at his age and what he did in the Premier League, I do think we'll get a couple of million for him. Definitely wish we can get him gone. He's one player that I do not want to see again. How did you feel when Luton were handed the minus 30 points? I was a bit too young to really understand during that period. I remember just watching Luton lose every single week. But yeah, I was so young to really understand what was going on back then. Really good chance to get rid of the high wages. Yes, it is. And hopefully so many players go. Like I did in that video which I made on who should stay, who should go. I wanted so many players gone. Aaron's put, I happily drive Ted and Menji wherever he wants to go. Yeah, exactly. I will take him anywhere he wants to go. If he wants to go to Italy, right, let's go to Italy. I'll get some pasta and pizza while we're down there. Oh, I don't think so either. But there again, what happened against West Brom, I didn't see that coming. Yeah, honestly, Mick, I didn't see that coming either. But I can't see a third relegation happening again. Would you be up for a game of FIFA? I don't play FIFA anymore. I play Football Manager. Actually, talking about games, I'm very excited for GTA 6 to come out next year. I can't tell you enough. Growing up playing GTA 5 was amazing. After school, going to play GTA 5. That was the game. GTA 6, yeah, coming out next year. And it's coming out in May as well. I'm going to book a week off work and have... Oh, it's going to be great. Can't wait for it. We've got a great base of players to build on. We will be fine and come back stronger, playing the Bloomfield way. Yes, I am looking forward to it. Massively looking forward to it. Any Football Manager videos this summer? I think the Football Manager videos, it all depends if people want to see it. I'll make Football Manager videos if people want to see it. So, shall I make a poll? And you guys vote on it on the comment section, and then see if people want to see it. The problem is though with Football Manager, I need to get an update because obviously the new version didn't come out. So if you play FM24, Luton are still in the Premier League. So I need to find an updated database that allows me to start from the Championship, and then I'll redo it. So yeah, I think if there's enough interest in Football Manager videos, I will make it. But it has to be enough interest because there are the Football Manager videos, it takes a long time to edit. It's not an easy thing to edit for me, so it will take some time. GTA 6 is going to drop out nowhere this year. Trust me, bro. I don't know. I think it's going to be May. I really do. Have you seen the price of GTA 6 though, Lewis? Yes, Neil, but I will pay it because it's a game that's going to give me hours of pleasure. So, and not the pleasure in what you guys are thinking, and I know you're going to be thinking it, not in that way. I'm not going to go to a certain particular club and have some certain dances. No, I'm going to enjoy just killing people on the street. Now, YouTube, I meant that in the game way, not in real life, so don't come and knock on my door and shoot me down. I mean it in the game. I can't wait to just get in a car, steal a car, drive around and kill whoever I want to kill in a non-psychopath way. Yeah, and I think I'm digging myself a hole, as someone has suggested. But you guys get where I'm coming from. I just want to have fun on a game and do loads of heists. Yeah, that's it. Right. Lewis, you are the GOAT of Luton podcasting. Been watching you since the conference days. You have been consistent. Thank you for your service. Thank you very much for watching. I try my best. I want to see you play FM26 or use mods to put Luton in League 1. I think if I was to do a Football Manager thing, if I can do it with an updated database and everything else, and everything's updated, then I will make Football Manager content. If I can't, then it would have to wait until FM26. And then wait until then. Let me do some digging. I've got a week of work coming up, so I can have a look. But right now, I'm actually doing some FM challenges myself. So there's this company that do mystery football shirts. And they do like Football Manager editions. So what they do is they send you this mystery football shirt. And this shirt could come from anywhere. It can come from Peru, Malaysia, Argentina, like anywhere in the world. And the club is on Football Manager, and basically they say, right, manage this team. So that's what I've been doing. I've been like doing all these different types of challenges with these teams, and I'm just having some fun with it. I'm also doing a Road to Glory save as well, from like level 10 in non-league all the way to the Prem. So yeah, I've got lots of that at the moment. So just been having fun with that. But if you guys desperately want to see Football Manager, then I'll do it. I've only watched it if they were realistic. Sick of watching videos where they buy stupid players which we never sign. To be honest with you, Neil, what I do is with Football Manager, and some people might say, Lewis, you're playing it the complete wrong way. But I got bored with Football Manager because I do think it's very easy. And what I find why it's really easy is because I think signing players and making them superstars is really easy. So what I do is I get my scouts to buy my players for me. So I get the director of football to do it. It sounds stupid, but I rather make it as difficult as it can be and just allow my director of football. And then I control the tactics. I do how to win football games. I do everything else that goes with it rather than the signings. Because I just find it so easy when I'm in control of transfers. Have a look at this particular mod. There should be an updated database for FM. Alright, let me type that into my notes actually. And we can have a look. You can always get an updated database with updated transfers and leagues on stream. Yeah, I'm going to have to look into it. Thoughts on doing some vlogs again next season? I've stopped with the vlogs, if I'm being honest with you. Tom Deji does it, so I just don't think people want to watch two people make vlogs. That's just my view on it. I just don't think people want to see that. If me and him both go to a game and we're sitting near each other, or we're at different ends of the football stadium, I just don't think people want to see it like the same vlog. That's how I see it. And he gets his vlogs out quicker than what I do, so then that would get more views. I've kind of looked at it a different way, and that's why I've gone down the match reaction route, because I think they do a lot better for me. Dazfit Studio, you've made your channel so much professional over the years. Good work, thank you very much. I did a level 10 save on FM with Amp Hill Town. That's a good take, Lewis. Deji is smashing the vlogs and you do good reactions. It just makes sense. Like, Tom is amazing at doing the vlogs. The vlogs are miles better than what I used to do. So it kind of just makes sense. Just let him do it because he gets them out quicker, and I can focus on the match reaction. For me, I can get reactions quick out. I go home, one take, bang, press record, upload it. So yeah, I've gone down. There's a guy who does Manchester United content, and he goes by the name of Stephen Howson. If you see what he does for Manchester United videos, that's kind of the route which I'm going with. And he's got this fancy studio and everything else, and he has people in his team. He also works on the supporters channel. I think it's called the United Stand he works on as well. So he makes videos for the supporters channel, and then he makes videos for himself. And then he's made his own team up as well. He's got something really good going on. And if I can take my channel to that level, I'd be so happy with that. But yeah, right, a couple more minutes, guys, and then I do have to end the live stream because I've got quite a busy day, because I need to be back for 3:30 because I want to watch the playoffs. Also want to make a video for you guys for this evening. And then, yeah, plan for my video content for the rest of the week. Also, if you're not already, make sure you're following me on TikTok, Lewis LTFC. I'm nearly close to 700 followers, and I want to try and build that up as much as possible. How much editing does your average video take? Is it mostly one take, or do you have to redo sections? It all depends, actually. Match reactions, most of the time it's one take. I do make a lot of mistakes in my other videos, so I do have to redo lots of sections. But the editing, it's more exporting and the uploading that takes ages. Like, sometimes the exporting can take up to 30 minutes, depending on what type of laptop you've got. The uploading also depends on the Wi-Fi. So if you was to think about, if I was to make a video from start to finish, so I got prep, I've got recording, I've got editing, I've got exporting, I've got uploading, and then I've got advertising. So there's 6 things I've got to do with a video. So yeah, there's a lot that goes into it, and that could take between an average time of 2 to 3 hours. I could probably do it quicker, but then the output of it might look not as good. It might look rushed. So yeah, I used to be able to do videos in one take quite easily. It all really does depend. Like the retained video which I made, I did that all in one take, and then I just added a couple of... No, I didn't add any photos to that actually. But yeah, that retained video I did in one take. My match reactions are done mostly in one take. So yeah, it all really depends what type of video I do. If I make so my League One video which I made recently, that wasn't done in one take. I had to redo certain sections because I weren't happy. And sometimes as well, if I say certain names incorrectly, which I do often and I don't do it on purpose, blame my speech, I'm not good, then I have to redo the part again, and then I get frustrated, and then I redo it again. It could be a nightmare, but it's what I like to do. I figure it out. There is a video suggestion that you guys want me to make a video with Tom on a season preview. I can do that. I'll speak to him. I'll ask him. You know, we do speak to each other, so it's not exactly like we don't hate each other. We do speak to each other. So yeah, I'll ask him and see what he thinks. Nice to see you have a nice round number of subscribers, 4,444. We nearly got over 100 subscribers in a week, by the way. So the channel's been growing really nicely, and if I carry on the growth from now until the end of the season, I will have 9,000 subscribers, which would be amazing if I can get that number. Let's see where we are for next year. I've got, from now until April, I'm going to be smashing content so much because my contract at my workplace ends in April. I signed a 12-month contract, and that ends in April, and I'm then going to be a free agent, basically. So I don't know what I'm going to do when that happens. So hopefully the channel's in a really good position where I can do this more on a part-time basis. Right now, it's just a hobby, and I have to treat it like a hobby. How about doing a Football Manager video where you give the subscribers the chance to vote on who you sign for Luton from options you give us? The thing is, Neil, that takes a lot of time. Editing wise, it takes a lot. And also, Neil, if breaking news happens with Luton, and I also need to get a Football Manager video out on the same day, it's just a lot of pressure for me. I don't have the time to do it. If I do a Football Manager series, I've got to do it at my own pace, at my own time schedule, and fit around my work schedule, basically. Anything like Luton related, that gets prioritised first. So if we break out like breaking news, I'll make a video straight on it, and that gets posted straight away. So yeah, Football Manager videos would have to be posted in around the schedule. It's difficult. I'll have a think with Football Manager. But anyway, guys, couple more questions, and then I will end the live stream. Thank you so much for everyone who's watched. Over 350 people have tuned in over the last hour and 15 minutes. And considering there is nothing on today, thank you, because I weren't getting that sort of numbers when the football season was on. So thank you so much. The FM Manager would be a back burner project. Yeah, exactly. I have a look with Football Manager. If what I'll do is right now, I will put a post. So if you guys don't know, on YouTube, let me see if I can show you it on my phone. Makes so much more sense. So guys, when you get my channel, can you see it? Come off camera, focus. Right. So there is a post section, yeah? And you guys, I'm not doing this great, am I? Let me get it on my other hand. Right. There is a post section. I can put a poll in this section on my channel, okay? So if you guys go onto that section on the channel you can vote on if you want to see Football Manager content. So when this live stream is done, I will put a poll in the chat. If it gets a large number of yes votes, I will look into it and I'll make Football Manager videos. But only if it gets a good chunk. And we'll see how it goes from there. But yeah, let me know what you think. But anyway, guys, I'm going to end the live stream here, I think, as I do need to go. Thank you so much for watching. Follow me across all my social media if you haven't done already. That'd be much appreciated. And yeah, I will see you guys in my video, which will be out today. I'm going to be uploading a video. It's going to be about Jack Walton. That's going to be, so you got a little heads up there about Jack Walton. So thank you so much for tuning in. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the playoff games. Enjoy the Premier League matches if you're watching it. And yeah, I'll see you all in the video later this evening.